Yo, what's good, Bears fans? It's that dude, the one and only Mind Dove, and this is the Mind on Bears. Today, we're going to be covering a lot of news with the Bears, checking out Caleb Williams' performance, the overall Bears' performance against the Chiefs. We had a real nice game against the Chiefs. Apparently, the Chiefs didn't quite have it to close up the game, but the Bears definitely had a battle plan. Ben Johnson and Tyler Bagent was definitely mixing up a whole lot of things. Great dime passes by Tyler Bagent, my bad, to a lot of these up and coming rookies that we have in this team. And the Bears, they seem like they have a whole lot going on. We got that and more on Mind on Bears. Yo, welcome back, y'all. How y'all doing, man? All right, we're gonna start this thing off with the consistency overall with the offensive line. Through that game, there was a whole lot of inconsistency, but there was a lot of consistency throughout. I'm looking for a lot of work within that left side of the line. We have Braxton Jones out there, not necessarily able to fill in the spot that he needs to, so he's not able to command the position as he needs to. Kirian Amagaji, another player that needs to show up. But right now, I don't know how you feel, Bears fans, but I'm looking forward to seeing. I mean, hey, last year's Hard Knock MVP, or I should say, most valuable not player last year, Theo Benedict. Theo Benedict. I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what he has for us as a backup or as a starter. Ozzy Trapillo definitely is going to be something to look at, but I got a feeling that Ozzy Trapillo and Darnell Wright will be talking on the right side of the line, given the way that the progress is going. But we are definitely looking to shore up that left side of the line if we can, because if we can shore up that left side of the line, the Bears have nothing to worry about. But we have to be a lot more consistent. If we're more consistent, then we can make sure that we're executing exactly how we need to. And thinking about things with this upcoming game, with the pregame itself, we have a solid foundation. There's been 3 games to judge, but at the end of the day, we need a lot more consistency. The Bears haven't been able to be as consistent as we needed from them. As I said before, the offensive line wasn't as dominant as they needed to be. The run game wasn't quite there, and also with the defensive line, if we switch over to that side for just a quick second, we have that later, but defense, same thing. Defensive line looked like they had some issues, but they might also be top 5. So there's some spurts and girts, as they used to call it back in the day. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing exactly what the Bears have for that. One game does not mean consistency, so definitely make sure you remember that. Because guess what happened with this game against the Chiefs? It shows we still have holes and we still have issues with our first team and just overall what we're gonna do with this team. I mean, hey, we'll have to see exactly what we can do. We have one of the most elite wide receiver rooms right now in the league, I believe, with all the talent that we have. And it seems like we got a lot of question marks on who we're actually going to keep. Are we going to keep Tyler Scott? Are we going to, make sure that Burden still has his role just as much as anyone else? I mean, you got Zacchaeus out here, so on and so forth. There's a lot of different players that we can make big, huge time, like pay-per-view decisions on, I should say, as a Bears fan. Bears fans, we know we're not a team that necessarily wins all the time, right? But we are a team that has that passion. And when we win, we win. We definitely win. Last year's 10 streak was definitely something crazy to see. We're not looking forward to doing that at all ever again. And right now, within the QB room, they have a lot of differences right now between Tyler Bagent and Case Keenum. Case Keenum was actually injured, so he was able to practice today during the practice, so that was good to see him out there practicing. But Tyler Bagent, or Bagent, whichever way you want to say it, I'll say it here and now. Congratulations on your extension with the team. I will say that I'm happy to have you as a backup, but I will say for your future and ours, I can easily see him being a piece used in a trade offer to possibly get great assets for that offensive line. We really need some reinforcement on that line, or possibly a running back how we needed to. But we still got, time to look at Kyle Monangai and to give Swift a chance behind his new offensive line. And overall, with Tyler Bagent, I just think that he might need a chance to go ahead and start for a team. But for now, he's going to be a great backup, and I'm looking forward to seeing his future with the Bears. And yeah, if anything, God forbid, happens to Caleb, guess what? Then we'll have Tyler Bagent to kind of take over and hopefully continue whatever, we may need to, which may end up being kind of a Nick Foles and the Eagles type of situation. You never know. We still get a Super Bowl, but one gets there and the other one completes it, that type of thing. That'll be very interesting, right, Bears fan? What do y'all think about that? We were doing more, but at the end of the day, with that QB competition within the room, we need to see a lot more out of both players. Caleb Williams and Bagent. Bagent has shown a lot as a backup, but they both have an issue with consistency. Caleb Williams has an issue with consistency of hitting that easy route, and Bagent just has consistency issues with a lot of things. His arm strength at times. At times it's with his pocket presence. Overall, they both have to work on their footwork. So there's a lot of things we have to work on overall with these guys, and I'm hoping that they can fix it sooner than later so that we all can feel much better about the progress with this team. Because with this team, we have a whole lot more when it comes down to our offensive, like just power. Our overall offensive power is going to be great, matched up with our defensive power. That's going to be a great thing to have. Once we get our offense to line up with our defense, that's going to be the most elite thing ever. You have wide receivers that can line up within the slot, be completely dynamic throughout the steam. The stem, to kind of run, different routes between those lines. Not the stem, the slot. Jesus, bit my tongue earlier, so it doesn't work out. Sorry, but so when it comes down to it, the Bears have a lot of dynamic pieces. Luther Burden, he's great with the screens. You have also Tyler Scott. Tyler Scott showed up just ever so slightly. We were looking for a lot more from him. I mean, Marquise, he actually showed up a lot more during the preseason games. But at the end of the day, sad to say, today the Bears have made different decisions on the team. So we're going to go through the cuts a little bit later on, and we're going to see exactly who was there. But right now, huge spoiler, Ian Wheeler is gone. So we're definitely looking forward to seeing exactly where he goes in the future. He showed a lot of power muscle, especially after getting through that ACL. So Ian Wheeler, to you, thank you for your time. And man, I hope he's going to be a great doctor if he isn't a Bear. We also have a few different things lining up when it comes down to this defense. Our defense overall, they looked good. They looked good, but they kept giving up a lot of yards to the Bills. They gave up almost the whole game to the Chiefs. I don't know what we're going to do with this with Dennis Allen. His defense has definitely shown a lot of holes. I see that we're manning up a lot more. We're making sure that we bring a lot more pressure to the quarterbacks. We can easily pressure these second, third, and fourth string quarterbacks with no problem whatsoever. But clearly, by looking at the way that Pat Mahomes danced around, ran for about a good 15 and one or two times, and kind of just did what he wanted to at certain moments. I mean, we did have him. We didn't have nothing. Let me stop lying. We didn't have anything. But overall, Pat was he was being efficient. I was clearly seeing that our linebacking core needed to clean it up. Our safeties definitely need to clean it up, and we are definitely needing more help within our trenches because they're not necessarily getting any pressure. We're not getting any pressure whatsoever. Austin Booker had a great game, and we had Dexter have great games. We also had Noah Sewell have a great game. We need more consistency out of every single last one of these players. One player that I will say I'm seeing consistency of and from and of his abilities is Ruben Hippolyte. Our late round draft pick, he has actually been a great acquisition for the Bears, and that's been something that I've been looking forward to seeing because I'm like, what is he going to do? He's kind of, small in stature and stuff, but overall, he's deadly. He's deadly. He's definitely getting to the ball. Hopefully, the defense can be a top tier, let's say top 5 defense by week 5, week 6, by bye week. What do you think, Bears fans? That'd be nice. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing us be a top 5 defense by bye week. Bye week is going to be very telling because we're going to be able to look back at the last weeks and just kind of say, hey, this works and this doesn't. This is who's working and this is who isn't working. And that's it. And then go from there. Kind of dumb the game down even more to make sure that we're doing things even more efficiently. And my overall concerns are the lack of the pass rush. Montez Sweat, he hasn't necessarily looked up to par how he needed to, but I can clearly see that just might be because his help isn't there at this moment. Moving along. The Bears have right now made some nasty cuts today. Today being August 25th. The Bears right now have cut linebacker Bozeman, O-lineman Gazer, tight end Thomas Gordon, defensive back Mark Perry, wide receiver Torrey, defensive back Walker, defensive back Bradford, defensive lineman Carlton, DB Alex Cook, linebacker, Eccles, my bad, Power Eccles. DB, Kyle Hayes. As I stated earlier, running back, Ian Wheeler, and tight end Joe Wilson. All of these players have been waived, so right now they're able to find different teams, different homes. Hopefully, they were able to develop and do enough within the preseason so that they can go ahead and make something of themselves. Me, myself, out of these players, out of just this short list. Oh, and also Austin Reed. Out of this short list, I would have to say, and that's QB. That would be Ian Wheeler and Alex Cook, Soray. Torre, my bad. Looking forward to seeing what they have with other teams, you know. Also, players that were released were Trey Flowers. We end up releasing Trey Flowers. The veteran is gone. There were some times that he could have showed up in the pregame, and he definitely didn't show up while Jalen Johnson was gone. Jalen Johnson was gone for a reason, to see if these DBs were anything, and apparently they're not able to take over the job. So we're looking forward to seeing more people. But the next release player was Royce Freeman. We let Royce Freeman go. We let Joshua Miles, also he was released. And on injured reserve, we have Za Frazier. Za Frazier was put on injured reserve given he was hurt a few games ago during the preseason. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he has for the Bears next year or in the middle of the season, because I believe this is a reserve seat where he's at least out for the first 4 to 6, something like that. It might be for the year. Either way, it's going to be interesting to see exactly what we do with this. The teams are cutting players all around the league right now, so I hope that Ryan Poles is doing his job, letting Ben Johnson know, hey, we have this player to replace this person. We have this player to replace this person. We have this player that's better than who you're choosing to keep, so on and so forth. And then hopefully we can transition over all of our players and kind of get the team that Chicago's been wanting. Chicago has really been wanting a team that has some weight on them, and we haven't been able to necessarily do that. The game discipline hasn't been there as much as we needed it to. So overall, we got to make sure that we show up. I will have to say this. The Chiefs, that was a big test for us. It showed a lot. It showed that the Bears needed to get some milk. We still need some milk, but overall, we're happy to have that victory, baby. We're definitely happy to have that victory. A lot of people are going to say it was just the preseason. You know, you have to pay attention to what's actually there. Stats don't actually matter in the preseason. It's all about the development of the game plan and what your team is actually doing. You look at the individual players and their effort and what their actual drive is. If they're not driving, guess what? You get another person and put them in the passenger seat. If they're doing too much, backseat peanut gallery talking and they're not doing their job in the passenger seat, guess what? We got to get rid of them. So sad to say, today is cut day. I'm looking forward to seeing what the Bears have to say tomorrow. Ben Johnson will be talking to the media tomorrow. Big shout out to Courtney Cronin and a few other beat reporters that I got these updates from today. There was a lot of situations that I think the Bears need to definitely clean up. We don't need issues with Luther Burden having unsportsmanlike conduct situations with too much taunting. Just get up and go, especially when we were down in the game. No reason to do that. I hope that some things are cleaned up. Antoine Randall L., he should be the best person for that. And Caleb's 2-minute drill, that 78-yarder, man, oh man. And then ending that drive to Roma Dunze, we're looking for a lot more, okay? That's what I'm needing. I'm needing a lot more of that, because at the end of the day, that shows the potential in the Bears offense. That shows you how quickly and how feared we can be. Guess what? We had 40 seconds left with no timeouts, and we came back in that game. So that was definitely great to see that we were able to execute and do exactly what we needed. But overall, the running game needs stronger blocking, just like I need stronger support. So I definitely appreciate all of you guys being here, ladies and gentlemen, Bears fans alike. This has been a great one. The next game against the Vikings and versus the Bears is going to be a great one. We got J.J. McCarthy out here trying to do his thing. First game ever in his NFL career, going against Caleb Williams. I'm looking forward to Caleb Williams actually showing him what a true football player is. And then, J.J. can be better next year. He can be better next year. But that's just me. Y'all let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe. It's been that dude, the one on your mind, Murdock. Sorry about not being here earlier this week. I've had a lot of things. I got an upcoming funeral for a passing this past week. So bear with me. And until next time, y'all, bear down.